Lace your heart with mine. Let your sleeping soul take flight. Take me through the night. Down, down, down by the river. Down, down, down by the river. Hanging moon in fog. Mist will lead where you belong. Sweep me off my feet. Down, down, down by the river. Down, down, down by the river. Down, down, down by the river. Inky amber, swirling down.
Welcome back to Your Mom Games live stream of Baldur's Gate 3. If you can hear me, please say hello so I know this thing is working. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We have a lot of wonderful ground to cover today. I've taken the liberty of going and making sure everybody's well stocked in their inventory and switching out the teammates and taking a long rest. The only thing I didn't do was upgrade Gale because I thought it might be nice to level up with Gale on screen. So I used to think it would be nice to upgrade Gale as a paladin because paladins are knights of devotion to their god or goddess. But then I realized Gale has probably already broken his paladin vows to Mistra because she's mad at him. So I don't upgrade him to paladin anymore. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but for right now, we're just going to keep going at his wizard abilities here. Oop, not that one. And finally, I want magic missile. I want these ones gone because they're not very useful to me right now. And he has one more level to go, I think. And Western bounty hunters. That's right. Bounty hunters. Exactly right. Okay, we've got lightning bolt and counterspell. All right, I think I'm happy with these. So we are going to start off today by fast traveling back to the Grimforge. Today is when Act 2 begins. There's going to be a certain point, you'll know what it is, where we cross a threshold, and once we cross the threshold, no backsies. So I'm going to go ahead and fast travel to the Grimforge. Jam, like a phoenix from the ashes, Grimforge has risen from the dead. I've word of a drow cultist gathering, Dwergar, in the old city's halls. That That the absolute means to recruit them, I've no doubt. Yet it's what they might seek amidst the ruins that most troubles me. You've not failed me yet. Go to Grimforge, cling to Shadow, and bring word of the cult's intentions to Last Light. I will be waiting. J. And an engraved pin.
What an odd emblem. Don't think I've seen it before.
So Gale succeeded the history check, but he's not saying anything.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, he's definitely not saying anything, even though he succeeded the history check, so... Let me loot this drow. Nice. Okay, this is it. Act 2 coming at you right now. You are about to progress your adventure. Make sure to tie up any loose ends before advancing. FYI, there are always loose ends in this game. No such thing as getting through an entire act and completing everything unless you're super, super dedicated, which I'm not. So we are going to go ahead and proceed to the next part of the adventure. But for the record, I've completed all the main story associated quests and side quests. But there are certainly things I did not discover yet, without a doubt. No doubt about it.
A long way to go still.
We offer our prayers to the Dark Lady, whose comfort and grace heals all. We offer our pain to the Lady of Loss, that she may truly know her faithful. We offer ourselves to the darkness, that blessed Shah may give us her mercy.
What to do?
So, an absolutist expedition trunk. I guess that means they were here.
Don't give me trouble now.
Makes sense. Now, who is this guy?
Who there, wanderer? Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
Elminster?
The very same, Gale. And a fair bit miffed he is, too, finding himself forced to expose his best pair of boots to so many miles of country road on your behalf.
Many miles, you say? Where do you hail from?
Originally, Shadowdale. Lately, the fanciest inns of Waterdeep. Meet Elminster Ormar. A good friend of mine, but rather more significantly, he's the most famed and respected wizard in the realms.
Am I, indeed? Most famed and respected errand boy, more like. I was bid and spare neither time nor my own self to find you. She sent me, Gale. You know of whom I speak.
But why? Out with it, Elminster. Please.
Young man, has your sojourn away from Waterdeep washed away your decorum as well as your patience? Nigh a 10-day I've gone without honest fare, worthy of the name. Drank naught, but what the sky entitled my thirst. Why, some bread, cheese, and a cup of wine would appear unto me a feast. Surely you would begrudge me a mite of rest and repast before I get out with it?
Yes, Gale, where is your decorum?
Oh, for the love of...
Well, this way then? To your camp. Oh, don't dawdle now, lad. You're the one who's in such a frightful hurry.
Oh, nigh on 13 centuries old and he still thinks with his stomach. We'd best follow and see if he's more disposed to speak plainly once it's stopped its grumbling.
Yes, Gandalf the Red. Very well, I suppose I am as curious as you are to hear what he has to say.
A wise choice. Better to indulge your curiosity than Elminster's appetite.
Yes, what a delightful wedge of old Arthurian that was. Doesn't do to parley on an empty stomach, you know. Makes one's words frivolous when they should be grave. Plenty to digest, after all. A good deal to stew over, if you will. Words ladled with import should be savored so as to better absorb their meaning. Wouldn't you agree?
Elminster!
Right. You see, well, that is to say, Gale, my boy, I've come to address a most pressing matter. I'll speak as plainly as I can, forswearing the accustomed frills that decorate my speech. I'm here on behalf of Mystra. The message and the charge I bring you are hers.
You were sent here as an actual divine messenger?
Oh, Mistra's delicate feet are ill-suited for the hardships of the road.
You know where you went wrong, Gale. No, we needn't dwell on that here and now. But even so, you're to be given a chance of redemption.
Mistra would consider... forgiveness?
She would consider what she considers to be forgiveness. Mystra is aware of the misadventures that have befallen you both. She knows of your strife with the Absolute, that most insidious of evils.
If even the gods know, why are we facing these threats alone?
They choose the instruments of their will with great precision. Sometimes the single drops we think we are do not realize what waves we are building up to be. Do not discount yourself, and by the same token, do not discount your enemy. You must know that the Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live, even those who are undying. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself. That is why I have come here to charge you, Gale, with its destruction. It is Mistra's belief that only you can.
Gale alone? How so?
The orb.
Precisely. Mistra has granted me the power to stop the clock, as it were, on the orb's rush to overpower you. Instead, you will be able to unleash its lethal combustion at will.
Interesting. This could be help or hindrance. We shall have to see.
You must find the heart of the Absolute, whatever that may be, and use yourself as the catalyst that will burn it from this world.
That's monstrous. You're tasking him to kill himself?
He is not. But it seems that Mistra is.
It brings me no pleasure saying this, my friend, but such is Mistra's will. Yours must be the sacrifice that will undo the Absolute. And for your sacrifice, you will be redeemed. Such is Mistra's promise. With that, I've said my sorry piece, and need only bestow unto thee the charm I was bid. Maenahastra mistraril Italion Thras annas It is done. Both charge and charm have been committed into your care. To you, I commit into care Gale himself. I count on you to shepherd him well on this strangest of journeys.
There's still a long journey ahead. We'll find another way.
Or some other fortune altogether.
Like moons make swell and wane the nescient seas, so too the sky-strewn gods ordain the tidal fates of mortal days. And yet, an ocean born in lonely hours, come ebb, come flow, come all that is beyond the breadth of our dominion, be a moon unto yourself. Even the waves of fate can break upon the shores of will. Farewell, my friend.
Farewell, Elminster. I'm glad she chose you. An audience with Elminster is never less than memorable. I'd have hoped to introduce you to him in less dire circumstances. But those are hard to come by these days.
He didn't seem much of a friend, showing up and demanding you kill yourself.
It's not a demand he wanted to make of me. As Mistress chosen, he had no choice but to deliver her message, however much it pained him to do so. For Mistra to have sent him, the severity of her bidding could not be clearer, or weigh more heavily on me. Time seems so infinite when you're young. A month is an age. A year is a lifetime. It is a strange feeling to realize how little of it one might have left.
You're seriously considering doing what Elminster said?
Of course. We offer the clearest solution to our problem. All I have to do is find the right place and time, close my eyes, and let go. Then the slate will be clean. Wrongs will be righted, the Absolute will be gone, and I along with it.
I don't understand. Can't Mistra just destroy the Absolute, or Elminster himself?
I've no doubt she has the power to do so, but as for the permission, Ao would not look kindly on her meddling in mortal affairs. Divine intervention has a tendency to make things worse, not better. As for Elminster, he saved the realms more times than legend can recount. But to take on a god is no easy feat, even for him. My orb is the best chance we have. And only I can wield it.
So that's it? You're on a suicide mission now.
Possibly the most spectacular one ever conceived. But essentially, yes. I'm living on borrowed time, in more ways than one. Perhaps this is how it must be. That remains ahead of us for now. The heart of the Absolute must be discovered before I can stop its beating.
You are not blowing yourself up, Gale. I won't let you.
Let's save such certainty for the moment such a decision is upon us. You may feel differently once we know what we're truly up against.
Talk to Will first.
A shame my first brush with the famed Elminster couldn't be a tad more optimistic. Listen, I might invoke the Triad from time to time, appeal to Helm, but I'm no man of faith. Not like Gale. I don't know what drives a man to consider his own death, among countless others, to be an appropriate exchange for his goddess's forgiveness. To me, it all sounds like nonsense. The faith that matters most is that which you hold in yourself, in the ones that most matter to you. Big Bomb be damned. Gale's got everything he needs to defeat the Absolute already. Talent, nerve, and powerful allies at his side. I hope he'll come to see that.
I'd like you to wait in camp.
Are you sure? The blade stands at the ready.
Just for a little while.
And just when things were warming up.
Oh, was that Gale's granddad?
He's so flippin' cute. That was Elminster Almar, the most famous wizard in the realms.
It doesn't ring a bell. But all right. Must have had something important to say to Gale if he came all this way. Good news, I hope.
I don't think it was. It turns out Gale has an explosive bomb in his chest, and Mistra has asked him to use it to blow up the heart of the Absolute.
Whoa now, he's got a... Well, I guess that would explain a little, but... Mistra? I mean, this is a lot to take in. What's he going to do?
I think he's going to follow through with it.
Fuck me. There's devotion and then there's stupidity. If the god of magic can't handle this without sacrificing Gale, she's no god at all. Poor Gale. He must be in bits after hearing that. I'll distract him. Tell him I haven't read a book since secondary school. Watch his face melt off.
I adore her. She is so cute. Aw, she's so sweet.
I can't believe Mistra actually expects Gale to just sacrifice himself like that. Seems like a waste of a fine mind.
I can't believe Mistress demanding Gale sacrifice himself to destroy the Absolute. It's just a waste of a perfectly good cult that we could be controlling. And a waste of a perfectly good Gale, I suppose.
Yes, a year is like 6 months, or sometimes it feels shorter.
Elminster. Even the Githyanki have heard tell of the Sage of Shadowdale. Some of his works have been translated to Tirsu.
That doesn't mean his every word carries wisdom, however. Near as I can tell, Mystra demands Gale's faith, but holds no faith in him. Why else would she demand Gale sacrifice himself, and perhaps so many others? Does she not think he can destroy the Absolute with his own immense talents? Does she not know the mighty company that he keeps? Demanding Vlaakith may be, but she acts for the good of the Githyanki people. Mystra is concerned only for herself. Perhaps he'd find forgiveness in a fiery death. But I can't help but wonder why he'd want it at all.
Good point, Lae'zel. So yes, so I forgot to ask Karlach to join us, so let me go get her. Wow, I don't know how you defuse a chest bomb. I haven't finished the game yet.
Soldier.
I don't know if I'll ever find out.
Aces.
Okay, so let's level Karlach up. I'm going to give her next fighter level so I can get an extra feat. They both have feats available, but I'm going to take the fighter feat first. And that is going to be Great Weapon Master. And that's going to give us, when you land a critical hit or kill a target with a melee weapon attack, you can make another melee weapon attack as a bonus action that turn. Attacks with melee weapons you are proficient with and are wielding in both hands can deal an additional 10 damage at a cost of a -5 attack roll penalty. You can toggle this on and off. So there we go. We got that one. And off we go, right back to where we were. All right, this is just showing a little bit of like an elevator in a small town called Reithwin that takes you to the Underdark. And here's a key in case you couldn't open the chest downstairs with lockpick. That's really weird. I should be able to look at that lantern. Here we go.
A broken moon lantern catches your eye. Its glow now snuffed out.
That's kind of important. Why does everybody have moon lanterns? An adept of the absolute. And orders that say, I have been given the crucial task to clear the entrance to the Grimforge for future expeditions. True Soul Near will follow once the entrance is cleared. As I make my way to the entrance, I can't help but feel excitement. What might we find here that Ketheric created so long ago, now sealed by the curse? Grimforge could hold untold treasures for the Absolute's uses. I will continue to explore and document my findings. The entrance is currently blocked by vines and rubble, quite cursed. Explosives ought to do the job, though I'm not as experienced in such matters as I'd wish to be. I set up the explosives with care, though I admit I'm almost afraid to detonate them. There's no telling what power these cursed vines hold, what might lie beyond, or whether I've even set things up correctly. Absolute, protect me.
Stand by me if you need to keep warm in this awful place.
This is no ordinary darkness. It feels powerful and familiar. These lands have been blessed by Lady Shah. You must learn more about her presence here.
There's a power to these shadows. A familiar one. I swear I can feel it. This place. There's a power in these shadows. I can sense it. It's ancient. Familiar.
I've never seen such a concentration of shadow magic. We must forge on, but carefully. It will corrupt any who lack the power to control it.
What's so different about shadow magic?
It is the very antithesis of all the Weave stands for. A magic of confusion and corruption, drawn forth only by those desperate or damned enough to accept its degradations. Followers of Mystra, those who call on the true Weave, are expressly forbidden to indulge it.
I thought Mystra was the god of all magic. Why forbid this?
Mystra's domain is the Weave and the magic that courses through it. These shadows were drawn from another source, created by another goddess, Shah. Mystra cannot destroy it even if she wishes to, but she can try to ensure her followers resist its temptations. Now, I think it's time we moved on to lighter subjects, for we too are lost to the darkness. Was there anything else?
Not now.
Do you feel that? I've never felt so cold, and that's me. This place will swallow us whole if we let it. Stick close to Mama Kay.
Aww.
At the ready.
Can't give up now.
I can feel the shadow's power here, but they don't seem to be harming me.
Something's wrong. I feel weak. Drained.
The shadows will not consume me. I am shielded by Lady Shah.
Light on my feet.
The shadow curse. It doesn't seem to affect me like it does others. Not as badly, at least. Do you know what this means? I must be blessed. Lady Shah is protecting me where others are left to face her wrath. She loves me. She must do.
So what does this all mean?
Lady Shah wouldn't bless me like this for no reason. There must be something she wants of me. Those signs we found about Dark Justiciars, perhaps they were no coincidence. In either case, I need to watch for any place dedicated to Lady Shah. A temple, perhaps.
Okay.
No rest for the wicked.
So, what you need to get through the Shadow Curse lands is light. That's why everybody has the moon lanterns, but we don't have a functioning moon lantern, so we are going to have to make do with torches. So I'm going to go ahead and equip this torch for Gale, since he doesn't need to use an actual weapon, and we're going to start heading this direction. Gale will keep the lead for us. But we have to stay close to him. Unsent letter. I'm a bleep bleep genius. This curse has people legging it. A couple of idiots begged me to run back and grab their stuff, but the ring, The ring is my ticket to the city. The old man was desperate. You should have heard the sob story. Ellie Mae was his wife, love of his life, blah, blah. He used to camp by her grave. Kind of weird if you ask me. Anyway, she was buried with this family ring. It's deeper into the darkness. I'll grab it and be on my way to you. Baldur's Gate better prepare itself, because with the two of us in the city, we'll wring every last copper out of the place. Love you, Dandelion. See you soon.
All right. What now?
Who are these people?
Stay together. Keep to the light. Stop! Who's there?
I'm going to use the fighter response, the dark urge, woman at arms. I mean you no harm.
I'll be the judge of that. Stow your weapons, put your hands up, and walk into the light, slowly. Jonas, move in!
Phew, he's there.
Jonas? Can you see our torches?
I can't see anything! Something's wrong!
Follow my voice! Come back to the light!
Who's there? Meg? Is that...
Jonas?
There you are. Come. Join me.
Jonas.
I could abandon them or try to save them, get ready for a fight, or just take care of it myself, or say, rogue. I am afraid poor Jonas is bait, and this is a trap.
Harpers, you heard the woman. To arms!
Make every strike count!
All right.
Best be on my way.
It looks like I did not equip her with her rage for some reason. There it is. Oh, that'll be handy here. All right. I can use that. Ooh, okay. Let me bring... Oh, let's see.
Heading there.
I think she'll be okay. There we go.
Please, Mistra.
Where is the other girl? She is all the way over there. So I'm trying to keep as many of them alive as possible, but it is kind of challenging to keep all of these guys alive. Oh, that worked out pretty good.
With haste.
There's the light she can shoot out of her chest. That is pretty cool, though. Against the shadow creatures, it's pretty cool. Very ghost-like, very hard to fight.
Light on my feet.
Hey, I'm trying to keep this lady alive, and she keeps running into danger. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me do it. Let me be the one to run into danger.
Got to focus. On I go.
Yeah, Sanctuary Honor. Maybe that will work.
Haste.
Well done. Now we've got to move. I know a safe place. Give me your map.
Oh, she knows a safe place, huh?
Keep your torch high. If you step into the shadows, you'll be felled in a heartbeat.
Safe place? You mean somewhere the shadows can't penetrate?
That's right. Protected by magic. Only spot in the region that's not been swallowed up by this damn curse. Light will save you here on the outskirts, but a few paces deeper you're screwed. If you want to catch your breath, The inn's the only place to do it. Hope to see you there.
The
Harpers,
inn.
move out!
Somebody mentioned an inn in the...
One with the weave.
in that letter we saw before on the dead drow. We will let Gale continue to lead the way. Now, an interesting thing is all these shadow vestiges that are left behind kind of tell the story of what those shadows were before they succumbed to the curse.
The image of an orange-haired cat asleep before a fireplace comes to you. What came of it? You sense a young woman gazing at moonrise towers in awe. Perhaps one day she will get to gaze out from atop it, she hopes.
Those are super cool. There is more stuff to collect here, but I'm just going to keep going for time purposes today.
That dead bird's been corrupted by the shadows. Would be wise to leave it alone.
Very wise to leave it alone. Do not touch that bird. Do not touch that bird. Oh my gosh.
Intestines throb, blood whispers.
This place is protected. Must be the refuge the Harpers spoke of.
For a warm bed and full stomach, look no further. Welcome to the Last Light Inn.
Long way from Waterdeep. What light is that? A barrier to keep the shadows at bay?
Let's move.
You there! Step forward and keep your hands off your weapons.
Easy. She's with me.
Come. Jahira!
Just this once, I wish people would simply say hello.
Hello.
I saved your soldiers, and this is the thanks I get.
Kindness is too often a decoy. This is why we're here, you see. It is a curious creature that hides all manner of secrets. But if there's one thing that we know, it's that it knows its own kind. You should never have come here, true soul.
I am not a true soul.
Stop! What's you doing? She's the one who saved us!
She's the one who protected the Emerald Grove.
Yup. Didn't leave a goblin standing. Not so bad to hang around with either. Saved two of my friends. One from a harpy and one from a mad druid with a snake. Didn't make a fuss of our thieving either. I'd pretty much trust her with my life.
A true soul with a mind of her own? How is that possible?
You'll just have to take my word for it.
You sound so confident. for someone who's so wrong.
Fine. Here. And I'll show her the artifact.
What in the hells is that thing?
I guess I'll tell you everything.
Congratulations. You've earned yourself the benefit of the doubt. Hear me, Harpers. All clear. At ease. I'll not pretend to understand what that artifact is. But I'm old and wise enough to recognize a sliver of hope when it crawls out of the dark. Tell me, why have you come here?
I just want a cure for the parasite in my head. Moonrise Towers is my only lead.
Then our interests align. We must all cure ourselves. Of the entire cult of the Absolute. There's food in the inn over there. Beds too if you require rest. Aloe oil in the cupboard, in case the vines gave you a rash. Settle in. Then come join me for a drink. You may just be the godsend we've been praying for.
It's for a good cause.
Oh my god, soldier. That's Jaheira. The Jaheira.
She lives in the city, right?
Don't you know the whole story? Years ago, over a century, Jaheira was part of a group that saved Baldur's Gate from Saravok, a Baalspawn trying to plunge the city into war. My mum used to tell us stories about them. The legends who protected the city from evil. She said Jaheira was a powerful druid. Adamant. Tough. I've told myself those stories 1,000 times since. I never thought I'd meet Jaheira. She's a hero, and I was always some outer city kid. Can't believe she wants to talk to us about working together. What a day!
Not the cheeriest of inns, this place. But I suppose the mortal peril lurking just past the firelight is liable to put a dampener on the mood.
Wish we had stone or steel at last.
We find a beacon of light amongst the darkness, and not a moment too soon. I'm quite ready for some respite.
Okay. I am down with that, so let's go ahead to camp and we'll rest. So the first thing I want to do is actually run over here and grab some infernal metal out of the chest. You'll probably hear Karlach say something in the background when I pull this out, if you're listening closely. Oh, she didn't say anything. Okay. Now, let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and start our rest period. Let me just make sure.
Greetings.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything to say, so I think I can just start the rest.
Playtime's over, pet. Oh, I love this time of year. The dickheads start popping up wherever you look.
What do you want, Mizora?
Drop the attitude and perk up your ears. You've got a new mission. Absolute's cult has gone and grabbed one of Zariel's assets. A devil. And a powerful one at that. They're locked up in the cult's fortress, Moonrise Towers. And you're getting him out.
If this devil is so powerful, how did they manage to get captured?
Will, your playmate's wasting precious time. Let's see about getting her priorities fixed. Ahem. Clause Z, Section 13. Should promised soul refuse obeyance or neglect duty, the pact holder shall cast the promised into Avernus as a lemure. I'll make it simple. Will fails or refuses, and he turns to a thick blob of stink flesh and sinks to Avernus. Now, be a good boy and play fetch, pup, or you'll spend an eternity sizzling in the hells.
Mizora's words may be flippant, but they are tinged with desperation. She cannot afford for Will to fail this mission. This may be your best chance to negotiate Will out of his pact.
We'll rescue your asset on one condition.
Oh, and what condition is that?
Your mind links with Will's, drawn in by his increasing panic.
What are you doing?
I'll respond Will in my mind and say, trust me.
Will relaxes, and your connection fades.
Mizora, we'll rescue this asset if you release Will from his pact. And let me do a quick save here, because this is a hard persuasion check.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash?
So, I could try history or intimidation. I do have intimidation ability. Let's see. Oh. Okay, let me give intimidation a try. Oh, I may have to go back to a save on this. Ah.
Think again. Clause Z, Section 13. The Lemure Clause. Could have sworn we covered this. Now, to Moonrise, pet. And do you mind the shadows? They've been especially hungry.
Oh, I don't like that. That is not what I want. I'm going to try history this time. So let's go back. This is the cheater's way. Yes, it's the cheater's way. I don't care. I want to get Will out of his pact. So I'm going to try this again. You want Will out of his pact, don't you? I mean, you don't want to see a game where Will always has to be devoted to Mizora against his will. That would be awful. So we're going to save Will from his pact, one way or another.
Will
maybe
relaxes, and your connection fades.
All right, Mizora will rescue this asset if you release Will from his pact.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash?
Okay, let me try history this time. I'll try to remember all I can about devils and their contracts. I'm not the smartest cookie in the room right now, so let's see what happens. Tell me what it is. Tell me. Read. Oh, I just made it. Okay.
You recall an old incantation from a children's story, said to void a devil's contract. Abi diabole et nunquam redi.
Abi diabole et nunquam redi.
I've never seen such a fearless display of sheer idiocy. Bravo!
Thanks.
Fine. I'll play your game. But I amend the pact once the mission's done, not before. Clause F, Section 9. Soulbinder shall bestow reward or favor only upon soul bearer's fulfillment of related obligation. Now, to Moonrise, pet.
And do you mind
That's
the
better.
shadows? They've been especially hungry.
Okay. Let me go talk to Karlach about this. I think she's going to have something to say about it.
God damn it! Why did it have to be Mizora? Why did it have to be Zariel? We're supposed to risk our necks to get one of her assets? What if it's a runaway like me? Or something far worse?
If we don't help, Mizora will turn Will into a lemure. Could you live with that?
I want to believe that as much as you do. Almost as much as Will does. But I just know there will be more to the story. There always is. It's a bad idea to play games with the devil. You'd never win. Not ever.
Okay. And I suppose we should go talk to Will about this next.
The more bullshit she pours, the more of it I'm forced to swallow. Mizora set me on fiends inside and outside the Hells. She's never ordered a rescue. Gods. She makes a mockery of everything the Blade stands for. Such an asshole.
Any idea who this devil is that needs freeing?
Not a one. All that matters is that we free it. Fail. And I made a mindless blob clawing at demons on the front lines of the Blood War.
That's not going to happen. You mean too much to the Sword Coast.
And it means everything to me. I always knew what my future held, and I know I chose right. Thank you for sticking your neck out for me. I mean it. But I'm not going to celebrate till I'm actually free. I can feel Mizora scheming, plotting. She won't let me go without making a fuss. Trust me on that.
Okay, I'm gonna leave. Let me see what Halsin is up to now that we're in the Shadowlands.
The Shadow Curse is upon us. As foul as I remember it. Perhaps even worse. But with the Oak Father's blessing, we may soon see it banished from these lands.
We're in the midst of the Shadow Curse now. Is there any more you can tell me about how to lift it?
This land is more than just soil and rock, root and leaf. It is a living being, in the form of a young Fey boy, with the forest itself in his eyes. His name is Thaniel. I've met him in my meditations, but since the curse was unleashed, I have not felt his presence. He is its prisoner, I fear. And as long as he remains so, his domain will lie in darkness. But if we can find him, we can break the curse. If you learn anything of the Shadowfell, or of a boy with the forest in his eyes, find me at once.
What should I look for exactly?
I can't be exact, unfortunately. Time and the Shadow Curse won't have been kind to any traces that would have been left behind. A living witness is unlikely, I'll admit. But perhaps there'll be an unliving witness, or some lingering echo of what we seek. Don't worry. If you find something, you will know it.
Still feeling at home here with us? The surroundings are less bucolic, I understand.
It's not easy, seeing the ravages of the Shadow Curse. But your camp is a most welcome solace. You've shared your fire with me, your company. A small pocket of light against the darkness. But one I couldn't do without. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're too modest by far. What fate would I have met without you? Rotting in the goblin cells? Dying against an onslaught on the grove? More good has been done since I met you. than in 100 years before. Words cannot express my gratitude.
No words needed. I understand how you feel.
Yes, I think you do. Forgive me. Sometimes I forget myself, gazing on the beauty of nature's creations.
Oh, I think he's flirting. Oh. So many decisions.
How can I help?
Is Mistra always such a bitch? I'm sorry. Is Mistra always such a demanding goddess?
She expects those who seek to use the weave to do so honestly, and with respect for its potential to destroy, as well as its potential to save. I doubt she's asked many of her followers to blow themselves up. That's a fate she's bequeathed exclusively to me. She wouldn't ask such a thing if it weren't our only means of survival. However much she's annoyed at me.
How are you feeling? It can't be easy facing the possibility of death.
Oh, you know me, ever the optimist. I'm trying to focus on the positives. Truth is, I was living on borrowed time already. Consuming those items would only have kept the orb sated for so long. If anything, I feel more at peace than I have in months. At least now I know my death will have purpose. It won't be a distant bang in the footnotes of history.
Okay, well, I'm going to need you to remain in camp for a while.
I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it.
Perhaps we'll travel together again later.
I'll be here in the meantime, idling away the hours.
Okay, moving along. Let's go talk to Shadowheart.
Shah's blessings upon you.
She doesn't have anything to say about Will.
Greetings.
She doesn't have anything to say about Will either. Okay. Let's see what Asterion has to say.
I've been thinking about the runes Cazador carved into my back. I don't know much about Infernal, but I know anything written in Devil script is going to be bad news. I'm afraid that through those runes, somehow, Cazador might still be able to dominate me.
I can take another look if you want.
Any excuse to get my shirt off, I see. But no, I don't think another viewing will serve any purpose. I need someone with a little more expertise. Our devilish friend, Raphael. If anyone's going to know about infernal text, he will.
That makes sense.
I knew you'd see the pragmatic side. Unfortunately, he comes and goes in his own schedule, so we'll just have to look out for any sulphurous odors or the sound of questionable poetry. Meanwhile, I think I'll spend some time studying the art of infernal negotiations.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure to see you sauntering over.
And I'll need you in my party, so travel with us.
Darling, I thought you'd never ask. Lead on.
Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this rest.
The voice of the Absolute is strong here. And getting stronger. I don't know how much longer I can resist it. But
That's
it's good
what
to see
I've
you
been
making
thinking.
Progress.
Oh.
You took an unexpected route here. You did a brave thing. saving those people in the grove.
I did what I could, but I'm not sure they'll survive out there on their own.
Don't be so hard on yourself. It's not your fault the world is wicked. You did the right thing. It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy. Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already.
My transformation?
Yes. But the orders are oddly erratic, as if the Absolute cannot make up its mind. I don't fully understand. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me.
Why does the Absolute want you?
I am the only one who can resist the Absolute's influence. Hence its fear of me. Its desperation. Unfortunately, that also means it is dedicating more and more resources to my retrieval. The task ahead is monumental. But we're all that stands between victory for the Absolute and freedom for all. This is not just about you and I anymore. It has become far bigger than us. You must infiltrate Moonrise Towers, discover the secrets of the Absolute, and put an end to it. So we can finally be free. Now I must rest. And you must carry on. Do not let my efforts be in vain.
The dog wags his tail, a small bag clenched between his teeth.
All right, give that here a little scratch.
He gives in and surrenders his find to you. Scratch's tongue lolls out happily, his tail wagging even faster.
Okay, so let's head back out there.
How's the barricade coming along? It ain't pretty, but it can take a beating. It'll need to. Cleric's magic won't hold up.
Hey! That's close enough. Artifact or no, I don't like the likes of you crashing our party.
Give it a rest, Alfred. We need all the goddamned help we can get.
No bother, I'm used to flaming fists being impotent arsewipes.
You got a name?
I usually say the Dark Urge, but I've been workshopping the Sleepless Knife and the Death Dream.
Move along, goddammit. Bloody freaks everywhere.
Welcome to our humble... Wait, are you Karlach? A lot of us were in Avernus. We saw you fighting. You were so good.
Well, yeah, I guess I was. I mean, you should avoid fighting for devils if you can. But if you can't, it helps to have a good right hook.
I saw you lay out a Moor demon in 2 hits. Bam! Bam! We were all like, whoa! learn to fight like that?
Had to. Life didn't pull any punches. It was up to me to learn to take a hit and deal one back.
I've been tossed around a lot too. I want to learn how to fight back too.
From the look of things, you've got your wits about you. A clever mind and a bit of style will take you a long way. Fight with those, and you may find you never need to use your fists at all.
In that case, want to buy a lucky ring I found?
Ha! Nice try, Shorty. Keep it up, though, and you'll be scamming with the greats in no time.
Kid really looks up to you. That's nice to see.
It is, isn't it? Hope he makes it out of this mess with his wits in one piece. I'd like to see him set up in a proper home in the city. Every kid deserves that.
Premium. Check it out. We've gone legitimate, and Mole put me in charge. What do you need?
You got any stock for an extra special customer like me?
I'm not supposed to mention it to anyone, but I do have something pretty special in stock. A key. What does it look like? What does it open? What treasures await behind its lock? That's for one lucky buyer to find out. Mole gave it to me and said I shouldn't let it go to just any old jackaday.
Take good care of that key.
Don't worry. It isn't leaving my sight. Last light's
And I really meant to bring Will along here, so let me run back to camp and grab him really quickly. I apologize. Because this all pertains to Will. Or a lot of it
Shah's
does.
blessings upon you. If you're sure.
Let's journey separately, yes, I'm sure.
Fine. I'll be here whenever you rediscover your taste in company.
For some reason, I thought I already had him in my party. Yes, proper incomes are nice.
Well met.
I'd like you to join me in spite of your silly hat.
That's the spirit.
Yes, I know.
Defender of the people.
Okay.
Never a dull moment.
Don't wander far. We need to talk. Please, be welcome. Have a drink.
Oh, my gods!
To your very good health.
You'll have to pardon my friend Karlach. She's very excited to meet you.
Yeah. I mean, it's an honor, milady.
I will gladly drink to your health as well, Karlach.
Rogue Insight. Meet her stare head on as you examine her body language.
She is anxious for you to drink the wine first, and it's an anxiety you recognize. Not every knave prefers a blade in the ribs or arrow in the back. Some prefer poison.
I will sniff the wine to see if it's been tampered with.
You perceive a faint hint of cloth grass, a herb that is said to elicit the truth. Jaheira smiles at you knowingly.
It doesn't spoil the taste, if that's what you're wondering.
I prefer using Venian's breath for interrogations. It doesn't carry a scent.
No, but it does leave the subject paralyzed. Whatever comes after, I would have you standing on your own 2 feet.
I am going to drink the wine.
Bottoms up. Well over a century old, and yet it hasn't lost a hint of flavor. Still not quite so sure about you, though. People tend to lose more than just flavor when illithids get their hands on them. I speak from experience. There's an air about you. Something alien. Answer me true and do not lie. The parasite is changing you, isn't it?
Let me do a save here. I see now why you spiked my wine.
Just answer the question.
I am going to cloud my thoughts with madness and weave a lie. Or at least I'm going to try to do that. Whew.
Good. I will take your word for it. And hold you to it, too. I have every reason to be cautious. I've traced people like you. People with parasites in their brains. All the way here from Baldur's Gate. The cult of the Absolute is spreading through the city. Quietly, quickly, and with unsettling deliberation. We tracked them to this ancient village, only to be faced with a man we killed and buried over a century ago.
If he's back, perhaps you should have hit him harder in the first place?
Believe me, he was well and truly dead. I locked his corpse in the Thorn Mausoleum myself. He was a Sharan once. Took to building an army of dark justiciars beneath this very village. Alongside the local druids, we made it our business to see him deposed, dead and buried. But he's returned. Not only does General Ketheric Thorn live again, it seems he is no longer mortal. He has become, in fact, invincible. We met him on the road here, commanding an army of the Absolute, intent on destroying Baldur's Gate. I put an arrow through his eye myself, only to watch him pluck it out like a splinter. He healed right in front of me and chased us into the shadows. Things looked hopeless. But experience has taught me that no matter how bleak things look, there's always hope. You are that hope.
It's rare people look at me and see hope.
The light is rather dim out here in the Shadowlands. The point remains. Protected by your artifact, you can infiltrate his forces at Moonrise Towers, posing as a true soul. Find out what it is that makes him invincible, so we can strip him of his advantage. Once Ketheric is without his shield, the sword, together we assault his tower and put a final end to this blight.
You want to make use of my infection. I want to be cured of it.
Any cure starts with understanding the disease. Whatever magic Ketheric's using to control these tadpoles, it must be at Moonrise. Until then, we keep drinking wine when we meet.
How do I reach him? The towers are surrounded by shadows.
You're not our only secret weapon. Isobel, a faithful cleric of Selûne, and a light in the darkness. She cast the moon shield around the inn. It's the only reason we're still alive. She's upstairs in her chambers. Tell her I sent you, and she'll see you through the shadows safely.
Okay. So let's go this way, actually. There's somebody else I need to talk to. We're going to go a tiny bit long today, but it's all very interesting, so.
He still won't speak. Just keeps going with the bloody song.
Nothing of use on his person.
His original writ of duty, signed by Eltan himself. Fella must be one of the very first Flaming Fist.
He must know something. Let's not give up on him yet.
Floric.
Will? Gods, please, no. The Blade of Frontiers was supposed to be my secret weapon. I don't suppose you found a way into the towers?
Not yet.
I trust you will do everything you can to free the Duke. But in case you don't find a way, I'll be heading to Baldur's Gate to seek reinforcements. The Council sent a carrier pigeon with news that the city has been dealing with absolutist attacks. The Steel Watch is holding strong. I'll request that Lord Gortash send some of them to aid in the fight against Moonrise. The curse won't harm them.
Holy shit. That's my old boss. The guy who sold me to Zariel.
Gortash, as in Enver Gortash. Last I knew, he was a minor player in city affairs.
A lot's changed since you left Baldur's Gate, Will. Gortash has gained considerable influence since then.
Gortash. That name is sickeningly familiar.
Lord Gortash is the man responsible for the creation of the Steel Watch. It's no wonder he earned the title. The Steel Watch are the future of warfare. Gondian automatons that can be sent into battle without risking any lives. Except those of our enemies. Lord Gortash had only completed work on the prototypes before Ravengard and I left for Elturel, but even they were formidable. With the Steel Watch at our backs, we can storm the tower whatever Ketheric throws at us, I'm sure of it. I'll do my best, but there's every chance I'll fall to the curse or the cult before I reach the city. Don't count on me and assume no aid is coming. Work with Jaheira. That Harper's mind is as sharp as her blade. Follow her guidance. Farewell. We'll meet again, God's willing.
Okay, are you still with me? I still have your attention for another 5 or 10 minutes?
Shadows, they get darker. Hiding place is brighter.
It's always a pleasure to see you sauntering over.
Okay, good. Excellent. So let's talk to Karlach first.
So Gortash is a lord now. I'd like to clap eyes on this Steel Watch of his. You already know the story. I was Gortash's bodyguard, loyal as they come, when he made the deal with Zariel. She got a test subject for her infernal engine. I never found out what he got. This is the kind of man who gets a title. Authority. Makes me sick.
We'll make him answer for what he did to you as soon as we get to the city.
Oh, the city. Baldur's Gate. Home. I can almost taste it, you know. Not even Gortash can spoil that.
Well met.
The cultists have taken your father to Moonrise Towers. Florix confirmed it.
Then we know our mission. All roads converge at Moonrise.
Can we trust Floric?
I was 11 when the Councillor spotted and slayed an assassin who stalked father from the shadows. I was 13 when she brought word of a goblin warband advancing on Rivington. Her keen scouting saved 100 lives that day. The Councillor's loyalty to my father is beyond question. She's as steady as Tyr's heartbeat, as upstanding as the Sword Mountains. Father's at Moonrise Towers, and we need to save him.
The cult must have some reason for taking your father, but what?
They want violence, they want control, they want Baldur's Gate. Who better than Grand Duke Ravengard to surrender it? Who better than the commander of the Flaming Fist to dismantle its defenses? They will infect him, and the city's guardian will become its ruin, unless we put a stop to it.
To Moonrise, then, we can't let the Absolute take Grand Duke Ravengard.
We can't and we won't. The shadows be damned.
some black and red. We are living, they are dead to us.
Flame color. That's your name, isn't it? Art color? I'm Fistula.
Nathaniel and me are climbing up a tree.
We need you, sir. One of our own's been taken, a Grand Duke. You might know something that could help us bring him back. We found him out in the shadows, just wandering. Nothing survives out there for long. Don't know how he made it, or where he came from.
This is no physical ailment. It is a spiritual malaise. The man's mind has been gripped by the Shadowfell, yet it has not broken.
I've heard the name Thaniel from a friend of mine, Halson.
Really? Could you bring him here? You'd be glad of the help, wouldn't you, sir?
Let me have a look at him.
If you know how to get through to him, don't hesitate.
Let me try medicine first. Well, that didn't work. I wonder if I get any other options. I can try it again. Okay.
The patient is physically well, but psychologically detached, dissociated from himself. Without a reminder of who he is, of what he held dear, his mind will remain lost to the darkness.
I'm going to look closer at him. Maybe there's something I've missed.
His fingertips sport calluses and toughened skin, as if from manual labor, or playing a stringed instrument, perhaps.
Did you already check for personal effects?
This was in his pocket. He doesn't seem to have any reaction to it now, but he held on to it for 100 years anyway.
Flame Culla, do you know where you are?
If he does, he isn't sane.
What's that in his pocket? Looks official.
So we'll go to the inventory and read the letter. Assignee Art Culla, rank Flame. Objective: to obtain information about current activities in Moonrise Towers and its environs. Headed by Ketheric Thorm of the region's ancestral Thorm family. Orders: take lodging in the Last Night Inn and begin investigation in the local House of Healing. Reports indicate corruption, but no corroboration has yet been obtained. Note: the region's Thorm family are long-standing devotees of Selûne, but rumors indicate a Sharan enclave might be gaining momentum. Investigate and report. Signed, Grand Duke Elton.
So he was at the House of Healing. Wonder what he's done.
So we have one less person to talk to here, and then we'll head back to camp. Or actually, two people to talk to. Let me talk to Roland first.
There's another bottle of Arabellan Dry back there. Put it on the bar, then piss off and leave me alone.
Jaheira said we should serve drinks, but that we shouldn't serve drunks.
Jaheira didn't save your ragged little tail from the cultists. I did.
You saved the kid? Sounds like you deserve a drink.
Oh, it's you. I'd recognize that self-righteous tone anywhere. If you're here to save the day again, you're a little late this time.
What's wrong? Can I help?
Oh, sod off! I'm only here because you helped me and my family. I was ready to cut and run back at the Grove, but you had other ideas. Carl and Leo are taken in by your crap. You convinced them to play hero, and now they're gone.
Do you know where they are?
Dead for all I know. Or in the cult's tower with the others who were taken.
If they're alive, I'll rescue them.
They're my responsibility. You go save the world. Or your own arse. Or whatever it is you do. I'll fix this.
Oops. Okay. Last person that we're going to talk to here. Then we'll head back to camp. Or actually, I know, I'm being terrible, aren't I? Just bear with me. I will hiss right back.
Well, at least you purr for me.
Look, you're welcome and all, but I got to chat with bigger fish. Later.
It's good to see you again. I'd ask if you've made any progress with your little problem, but the telltale twitching of your eye is answer enough.
You again? I'm sure your arrival is simply a coincidence. Yes, that is the, let's see, what do they call him? The Emperor, I think? So yes, but this is Raphael, and you again. I'm sure your arrival is simply a coincidence.
My dear, nothing is coincidence. Mortals trifle themselves with free will, as if their betters have not molded every potential path ahead. No offense meant, of course. I'm sure everyone in Last Light thinks they could have changed things. They're not the only ones ripe for temptation, you know. My last contract here fed me for decades.
You were here before. Why?
Family troubles. Not my family, of course. I never surrender knowledge for free, but one good turn deserves another, does it not? To repay you for the souls sent my way, I offer a taste of the truth. Ketheric Thorm, proud father, man of faith, utter fool. On the night the Harpers sealed him away, someone murdered his entire army in cold blood. Now who would possibly benefit from such a massacre? If you want to know more, I could work the exchange of such precious knowledge into the terms of your future deal. But the time for quibbling over clauses and contracts hasn't quite arrived. You'll be limping back to me soon enough. Not with you, at least. Although I sense there's something your friend wants to ask me.
I do. I have a proposal for you.
A proposal? If you're hoping to taste my blood, little vampling, think again. It burns hotter than wyvern whiskey.
This is serious business, devil. My old... well, a long time ago, someone carved infernal runes into my back. They are a fragment of a contract. I'd like to know what the full contract says.
I don't think he knows.
Really? It's something very important to your master. But is it a love letter, a warning, or a deed of ownership? I could give you all the gory details. But of course, you'll have to do something for me first. Let me think about it and get back to you.
You'll get back to me? This is important, devil! When?
Don't worry, I'm motivated to help you. Scars often tell such wonderful stories. I think yours might be truly exquisite. I'll see you soon.
Look, it's our friend Barkus. Oh, it's...
You found your way. Good.
I did, though with a few hiccups along the way.
Nasty place, isn't it? My torch only just held out long enough for me to find my way here.
What are you doing here anyway?
I decided to scout ahead and get the lay of the land. It didn't seem right to let you do all the work. And as it happens, I've cobbled together something of an alchemist's workbench here in this inn. There's a recipe I'm trying to replicate. Something that might help you. That is, if you're still going to help Wulbren and the others.
Of course I am.
In that case, you'll be very pleased to learn what I have in store for you. A new type of smoke powder. All the bang and boom of the original, but with an extra surprise. I call it the Brilliant Retort. You'll need it if you're going to survive this cursed place. You'll need it if you're going to get into Moonrise Towers and help the Deep Gnomes taken prisoner there. You'll need it if you're going to save Wulbren.
How did the Deep Gnomes get trapped in the towers?
They didn't get trapped. They were kidnapped. Taken against their will by those cultists. If I ever get my hands on one of them... Well, with you on the job, perhaps I won't have to find out. I'll do my part according to my talents. And you, I hope, will do yours. The Brilliant Retort will aid you. Thus, I will make it.
I like the name. What does it do?
Let's not ruin the surprise. You do whatever it is you do. Some of us are counting on you.
Okay, now we're going to head back to camp really quickly, talk to Halsin, and that will be it for today. Tomorrow's episode won't go quite as long, but I did want to get all of the loose ends tied up for the intro to Act 2 before we end it for the day. Oh, actually, I want to talk to Asterion really quickly.
Yes, darling.
Why ask Raphael about your scars? What's your plan?
It's not a plan yet. More a feeling. Just an itch at the back of my mind. But I know I'm missing something. Whatever Cazador did to me, it was more than his usual sadism. It had purpose. Once I know what that purpose was, maybe a plan will present itself. But for now, I just need to scratch this itch.
Okay, and Halsin?
You wish to speak?
There's a flaming fist at last light. The curse has left him insensible, but he's muttering about a boy called Thaniel.
He is? Then I must see him. Insensible or not, he knows something. I will go to see him at once. Join me when you can.
Okay, so yes, the Mexican hairless cat, and I misnamed him. Yeah. You know what? That would be outstanding. But the cat is actually named His Majesty. I beg your pardon. I called him the Emperor, but that is not correct. That is His Majesty. And we hopefully will get to talk to him another time. But I don't know if Scratch ever gets to meet him. That I haven't seen yet. So that is it for today. I hope you have enjoyed today's live stream of Baldur's Gate 3 and being introduced to the threads that we are going to be following up on in Act 2. We will pick up right here tomorrow. See you next time at Your Mom Games.